furious. I'm upset. I feel like there's no justice being served.
Her son was a young man full of potential, but his life was cut short due to gun violence. And this teenager who confessed to the crime was released from jail on a legal loophole. But tonight, a shocking twist. Target 11 investigator Rick Earl has been following this case for the past 6 months.
2 years later, a grieving mother still looking for answers and closure after her teenage son is shot and killed. But now she fears that may never happen.
He wanted to actually be a psychologist, and then he also said he wanted to be an architect, but his dream was the NFL to the pros.
Cherie Williams showed us the trophies and the memories that fill her son's bedroom, which she hasn't touched since he was shot and killed 2 years ago.
There's not a minute that goes by where I don't break down and cry.
On a September evening in 2018, Khalil Logan, a senior football player at Westinghouse High, was shot and killed inside this abandoned building in Wilkinsburg, where he and some friends had gone to party. Police say he was shot twice in the back of the head. Shortly after the shooting, police nearby spotted a teen matching the description of the suspected shooter. They took him into custody and drove him here to the Wilkinsburg police station. 18-year-old Dashir Davenport, they say, admitted to shooting Logan, but said it was self-defense. He said he thought Logan was pulling a gun.
The little boy tried to claim it was self-defense, but how is it self-defense if my son got shot in the back of the head and there was no other gun found?
Davenport was charged with murder, but public defender Lisa Middleman argued that police violated his rights when they took him into custody and transported him to the Wilkinsburg police station. Judge Tom Flaherty agreed, writing that, quote, Wilkinsburg police did not possess probable cause at the time defendant was arrested, and ordered evidence gathered from the defendant, including the confession and gunshot residue, must be suppressed.
I'm like furious. I'm upset. I feel like there's no justice being served. All I can say is that I want justice for my son, and there has to be some type of ruling where I can overturn that, suppressing that evidence, because that is a huge part of evidence.
Wilkinsburg Police Chief Ophelia Coleman disagreed with the judge's decision and defended her officers, claiming they make similar arrests all the time. One of the police officers telling Target 11, if this happens again, we are going to detain him again. We do this every day. We do this all the time. But without that critical evidence, prosecutors were forced to drop the case, the district attorney issuing this statement to Target 11. In light of the recent court order granting the motion to suppress evidence filed by the defendant in this case, which the Commonwealth will not appeal, the Commonwealth will discontinue prosecution at this time to permit continued investigation. The DA's office adding that Davenport was still the prime suspect. The judge then released Davenport, but 3 months later, on June 7th, he was dead, shot and killed in an alley in Wilkinsburg. Police say he had a gun along with bundles of heroin and marijuana.
Now I'm still not going to find no answers or reason as to why he did that to my son.
We spoke with Cherie Williams again after Davenport's death. She says now there's no chance for closure, as she had hoped to learn the answer to the biggest question, why?
I mean, the damage is already done. There's nothing more you can do to hurt my feelings. But just owe me. But the only thing, if you owe me anything, you should owe me is the truth, the honest. Like, you could have gave me that.
And my police sources tell me investigators are close to making an arrest in Davenport's death. Meanwhile, Cherie Williams is hoping witnesses who were there when her son was shot will ultimately come forward and give her some answers. Lisa and David,